I'm Jess Lenore. We're here with award-winning filmmaker Michael Moore. Thanks so much for speaking with us.
No, thanks for having me here.
So Bernie Sanders sort of really came out saying, if you want to make change in this country, you can't be knocking on doors, begging money from billionaires.
Well, both Pete Buttigieg and Joe Biden, each of them have over 40 billionaires that have contributed to their campaigns. So, look, we've all been around the block a number of times on this. When the rich are able to buy influence, they get things for themselves. We can't have anybody in the White House any longer that is beholden to anybody other than the American people. So it's really a disqualifier to take that kind of money from people that have benefited by not paying taxes, by not doing the things that they do. It's really, it's just that, to me, it just means that they're out.
The way the debate started, almost all the candidates saying that Bernie Sanders wasn't electable because he's a Democratic Socialist.
And Bernie's labeled himself, not me, a Democratic Socialist. I think that's the label that the president's going to lay on everyone running with Bernie if he's a nominee.
Or trying to unite this country at a moment when we need that kind of unification, when our nominee is dividing people with a politics that says if you don't go all the way to the edge, it doesn't count.
Your response to that?
Our most successful president in the last 100 years was a Democratic Socialist. His name was Franklin Roosevelt. And he got law after law after law passed that all had as its underpinning an idea of Democratic Socialism, meaning that the purpose of government is to make sure that everybody gets to participate, everybody has a piece of the pie. And, Roosevelt wasn't entirely successful. He certainly didn't deal with race back then in the way they needed to. So we've gotten better at a lot of this. But, the American people are actually, they're very much in favor. Our fire department is Democratic Socialism. Everybody pays into it, whether your house burns or not. You pay for it, and then whoever has a house fire, they get the help. Our police department is Democratic Socialism. The library is Democratic Socialism. Our public education system is Democratic Socialism. So that's all. You can't get hung up on these words. I heard Biden say yesterday that the reason that had Bernie at the head of the ticket, why that's a bad idea, because it forces all Democrats across the country running. There have to be Democratic Socialists. If they're not, then they're not going to get elected. It made no sense to me. I mean, if the head of the ticket is a Baptist, that doesn't mean I have to be a Baptist. It's just like everybody has a different belief system. What I care about is what people do. And what Bernie Sanders is going to do, not say, but do, is what's going to even things out and take care of this income inequality that we have.
You also heard Biden hit Sanders over how is he going to pay for Medicare for all, a question you don't hear about when you're talking about war, but your response to that?
They just keep repeating the same thing. Bernie has explained this very clearly. You can go on his website and look at his plan. We all of us are going to end up paying less out of our pockets for health care. And he didn't mention it in the debate, but Bernie is going to put a tax on Wall Street speculation, which means very simply that every time people trade their stocks, millions of stocks being traded every day, there's a penny or 2 penny tax put on each trade. That's it. It's the rich are going to pay for this, and they're not going to complain about it because a penny, 2 pennies, a trade. But add that up, millions and millions a day, every day, it will provide the money we need for not just health care, but daycare and free tuition.
Do you wish Bernie would bring up his bipartisan support for his bills to end the war in Yemen, historic bills?
That would have been great, too. Yeah. I mean, there are so many things that Bernie's got to try and cover up here because he is singularly the only person on many of these topics who's actually thought this out, who has a plan. I thought it was very brave what he just said, too, where he was asked if the 2 Democratic senators from this state, were they wrong to vote for this trade deal that has nothing about climate change in it? And he just went, yeah, they were wrong. He's saying that in the state where he's trying to get votes. This is so good about, this is why young people really love him. He will not pander. He's authentic. You know, he will tell the two senators to sit right in front of him. I'm sure they get along on a lot of things, but on this particular thing, he just said no. They're wrong.
You hear people in the audience yell, it's because they were moderates when Amy Klobuchar was saying that she backed them. Last question. It really showed tonight that the Democratic Party excluded all the black candidates from this debate, and now they're including Bloomberg in this next debate. What are your thoughts on that?
It's racist to say that Bloomberg, the white guy, can buy his way onto the stage, but the only reason Cory Booker and Julian Castro are not there, and I would say probably this is true for Kamala Harris, is that they ran out of money. In every debate, even though I'm not going to vote for either, they each said something really important. Cory Booker talking about mass incarceration, Julian Castro talking about what's going on our border. We need those voices on this stage. It's what's wrong with the Democrats. It's one of many things that are wrong with the Democratic Party. But it's why, they keep saying, Bernie, you're not a Democrat. Yeah, there's a reason. It's a gift where he's willing to caucus with the Democrats so that they can try to hopefully have a majority very soon. But he's also well aware of what that means and how we just saw this in Iowa, what an utter failure we're going to lose. If we let this party, the party heads, I'm talking about the old hacks that run this party, if they're going to drive the train, we're going to lose. We, the people, have got to put our hands on the controls of this thing, or it's going to go right off the rails.
Michael Moore, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Yeah, thanks for coming tonight.